Tisdale right there, get down on it. Jeff Collins with you this morning. Join us in studio right now, and if you want to, you can find this on YouTube tomorrow. Just go to our webpage and it'll tell you what to do and how to do it. Sean Jones joins us, always my pleasure. And you know, you are in my top 5 here at Vasani's.
Oh, that makes, if you didn't have such a nice goatee, I'll kiss you in the mouth for that.
Hey, you're looking good.
Thank you, man. You too. You got the little, little undercover cop look there.
Well, see, where I live next door to a restaurant called The Navigator. And the gentleman that is the proprietor there, we've been called brothers many times. We both used to wear our hair the same way. He doesn't have any facial hair. And they kept calling me Captain Kirk, and they kept calling him Hippo. They still call him Hippo, but they don't call me Captain Kirk anymore. So that is the reason
why. Well, you look good, man.
Thanks.
It's great to be here.
You look like you've lost a little weight.
I try to keep it a little sexy, you know.
I heard your car started working, so you moved out of Atlanta, huh?
Yeah. I moved out of Atlanta, man. It's something that's really surprising to me because you know, they always say never, and I said never will I ever move to Charleston, South Carolina. I lived there for exactly. I lived there for a year and a half, and I you know, when I left 18 years ago, when I first started doing comedy, I was like, man, I'll never live here. I left Jersey, you know, Jersey. I left Jersey and went to Charleston for a year and a half.
Where are you in Jersey? Because people.
Newark, born and raised in Newark, New Jersey, right outside of Manhattan. You know, like I used to go to school in Jersey City, so I spent a lot of time in Manhattan, and you know, down in Soho, all these different places down there. So, so to go from that to Charleston and live there for a year and a half, my sister talked me into going there, and we just started speaking again after that situation 18 years ago. But I said, man, I'll never go back to Charleston. And you know, you women have this influence over us guys. I don't know what it is, but we can't say it on morning radio what the influence is. But you know what you got to get guys to do stuff we wouldn't want to do, like wear pink. You know.
And I almost wore my pink shirt.
I always wear. That's what I had mine on yesterday. I had my hot pink, not regular pink. I had hot pink. You know, so I went overboard. You know, but she got me. I have a fiance now who influenced me to move back to Charleston. Yes, thank you very much.
Charleston, to me, I spent 2 weeks there going through a training program.
And that was the longest 3 weeks of your life.
Oh, it was. But I enjoyed it because it was so laid back.
Right.
There was no hustle and bustle. I mean, there isn't.
So it's completely different of Port Charlotte is what you're saying, only the same.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Good morning, you're on the show. Oh yeah, you're definitely top 5 with him too.
Oh, who's that?
Gino, thank you.
Gino, thank you.
Now, let me tell you about his Father's Day gift. Go ahead, Gino. Tell me your Father's Day gift from your son. Can't hear it?
Not again. Get out of here. So I would say that son is in your top 5. You need to have 4 more just to put him in your top 5.
Yeah.
That's cool, man. Yeah, my kids got me tickets to open. It was for Walmart. They just opened one in our neighborhood.
Yeah. What was it like?
Wow.
Is it?
Oh yeah. I guess it's quite hilly, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's cool.
You talking about Rockefeller earlier?
Yeah, I was.
You know where they all went to school, don't you?
Yeah, in San Francisco.
Brown.
They went to Brown. Rockefeller did.
The 4 original starters in that.
Okay. Yeah, the 4 original guys went to Brown. The 5 guys that are in it now, I think, are living in San Francisco.
That's why they're
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Gino. Bye.
I heard the New Yorker come out of Gino just now.
Actually, Providence, Rhode Island.
Really? Well, okay, I can see that too.
I should say East Providence.
East Providence.
Yeah.
Get it right there.
Yeah. How is comedy different? I ask most of the guys that come in and ladies come in, how is comedy around the country now? Because you're doing a lot of traveling still.
Well, yeah, it has changed quite a bit. The crowds have changed, you know. It's kind of, I wouldn't say falling off, but it's not as you know. Back in the '90s, I guess you can say it was like really hot, so it was like the clubs were always packed. I mean, there's been consistency. Honestly, I have to say I've been blessed that I haven't been really bitten by the recession bug as much as a lot of people have. And the advantage in which I have too is the fact of I cross over. You know, I can go and do, you know, Vasani's and then go to, you know, to the hood and do a real, you know, do like a real urban spot, or, you know, I mean, I can adjust. So the work out there is a little bit greater for me versus a lot of comics who are one-dimensional. You know,
they're either filthy
or they're clean. You know,
yeah.
And I'm borderline. You know, I mean, I talk about adult humor. I mean, come on, we're grown people. You know, it's just how far you go with it. So.
Good morning. You're on with Sean Jones.
Yeah, I have a question. How often do you have to change your routine for the people in the area you're in?
Well, you know, some comics, honestly, there are comics who have been doing the same act for 20 plus years. They just, you know, they have a set and they stick to it. And they just like, hey, you know, I guess they can say, hey, just like you listen to records, the lyrics never change on the records, you know what I mean? But for me, I changed quite frequently.
You change every time you've come here. It's been a different. You keep some same bits.
Right.
That work all the time.
Right.
Bob, I can tell you when I'm on stage, I look to the crowd and I see how many people that I know.
Right.
Or that they've been there, so I change my opening.
Exactly.
And I've got like 5 different openings that I do.
Right.
The one that's been working because we've had such a changeover in people that have been coming to Vasani's.
Right.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
But if you can use the same routine and you're traveling all the time, and you got different crowds every night, it's different for you guys because you're only there for 4 days.
Right.
Usually you're not going to see the same people.
Right. But the thing is, too, it's like, I mean, it would be just like going to a 9 to 5 if I did the same act every day. You know what I mean? That's the advantage and the pleasure of being able to do stand-up comedy, because you can, observation is your work source right there. You can just pick up new things that is just funny, and you can just put it, if you put at least about, you know, 5 or 10 minutes new material in your set, people just like, oh man, you did a whole completely different set. You know,
They won't pick up.
Right, they won't pick up the fact that you've been doing the same bit, you know, about Ronald Reagan
Yeah.
for the last 20 years.
No, when were you here last? It was
Mark said it's about a year.
That's last summer.
That's a long time for me here at Vasani's, because I usually come quite often, like every 6 months or so.
Oh yeah, it used to be when you got hungry.
Yeah, when I got hungry. Oh yeah.
Good morning, you're on the show. Well, wait a minute.
Was guilty of that.
Wait a minute, go ahead, do that again. I'm sorry.
Steve Martin was guilty of that. He used to go to start doing a show and people were saying it as he's saying it.
Right.
He's been doing it for so long.
Yeah. I just can't do that. My mind runs a million miles a minute. So with that being said, you know, it's just like I say before I think it. So it's already new stuff, and I improv a lot.
Yeah, you got to keep it fresh and interesting to you, not just go through the routine.
Exactly.
Yeah, your brother from another mother, Dale, last week said on the show.
My boy, that's my boy.
And he says the other night, he says, I've got all these voices running in my head. I got 2 more. I got surround sound.
Yeah, Dell's a funny dude.
Thank you for the call. But I didn't realize. Mark told me this, and I did not know this. Growing up where he grew up in southern Illinois, near Kentucky, that he worked with Michael W. Armstrong and Greg Hahn.
Yeah.
Now, if you watch the 2 of them,
you see a little bit of both in there, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, especially Greg. I mean, like it's just like watching like what kind of meds these dudes are on, man. I love them both.
Without question. We'll be right back.